Good evening, good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new Carolina Panthers Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I am your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Feel like I haven't done one of these in a while, so it's good to get back on here and talk Carolina Panthers football. So, for this video, I don't plan on being too long, but want to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about one of the roster updates that I actually didn't get a chance to mention. So I wanted to, touch base on that. It was one of the more recent roster moves. Also want to talk a little bit about Austin Corbett, and there's been some updates on his progress as he was just not too long ago cleared to start running. Also going to talk a little bit about Yetur Gross-Matos as he has been moved to outside linebacker and coach Avero's 3-4 defense. So, going to talk a little bit about that. And going to talk about the two newest Carolina Panthers legends that will be joining the Panthers Hall of Honor. So looking forward to getting into that as well. First of all, let's start off with the roster update. So we added another big man on the defensive line as the Carolina Panthers had signed free agent defensive tackle Taylor Stallworth to a 1-year deal. Taylor Stallworth, who apparently played on the New Orleans Saints. 27 years old, 6'2", 300 pounds, from Mobile, Alabama. He played at, he was a Gamecock, played at the University of South Carolina. He actually played for, he's played for the Saints, Colts, Chiefs, and Texans. So he actually played 2 seasons under Frank Reich back at the Indianapolis Colts, 2020 and 2021. And then spent time between both the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans last year, but was originally he went undrafted, but he started his NFL career with the New Orleans Saints for 2018-2019. But yeah, he adds some size to the D-line. Like I said, 6'2", 300 pounds, so another big man. Not only that, in order to make room for him, they ended up waiving safety Miles Dorn. So he got let go. But yeah, so that's interesting. So we're looking at a D-line of Shai Tuttle, Deshaun Williams, Henry Anderson, John Pennicini, Derek Brown. Not bad. His current career stats so far, 52 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, and a pass deflection. So, if anything, mainly depth. He's only started 2 games in his career, which were both with the Colts. But he's played in 57 total games, but yeah, started in 2. So doesn't have a lot of starting experience, which is okay. If anything, he'll be in the rotation. So at least there's that. So I mean, hey, hopefully he does well, can really add. He's adding some size to the D line, and hopefully he performs good in the 3-4. So hey, hopefully it works out. But yeah, 1-year deal for Taylor Stallworth. And to make room for him, they let go of safety Miles Dorn. Okay. Austin Corbett. So, Austin Corbett, of course, back in January, suffered a torn ACL on his left leg. And it wasn't that long ago that he just got cleared to run. So, let's see. Checking out the article, I'm going to just read some parts of this article because this is actually pretty big. It's a pretty big article. So as weeks went on, he first started off with some sprints. So had 20-yard sprints. He would do like 10 20-yard sprints. And they were saying that he estimated that he's going about 30% of what he's capable of when fully healthy. Because we got to remember, he's still not 100%, but he is cleared to run again. So remember, he got cleared 5 months out from the surgery. So the rehab has been gradual, just little by little, which is expected. He talked about when you've been unable to run, without mechanical assistance or at all for months, it's a pretty big moment in his recovery. Of course, he was doing his usual stuff with the meeting rooms and doing the weights and all that sort of thing. But he's getting runs in alongside his teammates, and just little by little, he's getting better. Small steps, baby steps, but he's getting better. Let's see. So the first few sprints were serious business because he's been out of the unassisted running business since January. And he made a couple of comments. He said, anytime you're dealing with lower extremities, doing any sort of like running for the first time again, there's that natural guarding, just trying to protect yourself. The body's trying to protect it. So I just remember, it's going to look bad, but just go for it and don't worry about it. You've done so much to this point of strengthening and stability, and they wouldn't let me be running if I wasn't in some capacity. So I was just like, go for it, and we'll just figure it out. Those were Austin Corbett's quotes. He did deal with some tightness, but it was expected. Apparently his plan, his general plan through the rehab process has been for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to be the heavier days with some recovery, which I assume is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The article says, as the weeks go on, Corbett will build up a bit at a time. The 20-yard runs will get a little faster. At a certain point, they'll become 30-yard runs, maybe 40. He's still an offensive lineman, so the need to run great distances isn't urgent. And it's not like he was out running 5Ks previously. So the endurance work looks a little bit different as well. And that's completely understandable. We have to remember, y'all, he's an offensive line. He's a guard. He's an offensive guard. So, we have to keep that in mind. So we can't really expect a whole lot of running to be very necessary for him. because normally they're not meant to run that much on plays. Sometimes, but not so much. So if anything, I think the overall goal that he's doing is pretty much building up that confidence. You know, getting back out there, getting his footwork back together. And like I said, I think doing some sprints will definitely help. I think it will definitely help. And, you know, I think I can appreciate his anxiousness because, as he was saying, he was getting really bored with the recovery process, which is understandable. I mean, like any player wants to be out there with his teammates, working out, training, getting better. But to be honest with you, with the way that he's going, I think that he should... I'm pretty sure he's going to be ready to go by at least week 3. I think he'll be ready to go by at least week 3. Now, I do appreciate the Carolina Panthers getting some extra depth on the O-line, you know, as, you know, insurance, which is always really good. But I truly believe he'll be back by week 3. I think he'll be back and good to go by week 3. Week 3 or earlier. I think the main thing is just continue the recovery, you know, get those sprints in, you know, take the breaks when you need to, you know, take the time off when you need to recover. And I think he's going to be all right. I really do. You know, Austin Corbett, this is somebody who's been on a Super Bowl winning team, who has played well. We got to remember, he didn't get injured until the last game of the season. So, I think he'll be back stronger, and I think he won't miss a beat. I think the main thing is just doing as he's supposed to do, you know, with the recovery, you know, the rehab. And the main thing, don't rush him back. Don't rush him back. Give him an opportunity to get back to 100%. But don't rush him back. Please don't rush him back. He's just as much of a key piece on the O-line as Bradley Bozeman, Ike Ekwonu, Taylor Moton, everybody else on that O-line. So, that's my big thing. Don't rush him back. Don't rush him back. Okay, switching gears. YGM, Yetur Gross-Matos. In the new 3-4 defense, will be playing outside linebacker. Very interesting. Checking out this article says Gross-Matos started in all 17 games last year at defensive end, putting up a career-high 54 tackles and tacking on an NFL-leading 4 fumble recoveries, tied with former Panther Hassan Reddick, who's now an Eagle. It says across 3 years, he has totaled 106 tackles, 8.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles in 43 games, leaving the Panthers' 2020 second-round draft pick with room to grow. Gross-Matos is one of the former defensive ends converting to outside linebacker in Coach Avero's scheme, which is a change that will have him dropping into coverage and reading formations more often than when he was tasked with primarily hovering near the line of scrimmage. It's more responsibility, he said, but it's a challenge he has gladly taken on. Oof. Well, how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about that? And, you know, Gross-Matos, his feedback, he says his initial reaction was a breath of fresh air. He's excited about it. He says, I'm excited about it. I know they're excited about it. We can talk about it all day because it's new for all of us. So we just try to learn as much as we can from each other's mistakes and what we do well, end quote. I mean, I don't know, y'all. 6'5", 265 pounder, playing some outside linebacker in this 3-4 scheme. And I know a lot of people, I know there are fans that aren't really a big fan of YGM. I mean, he's done a little bit of things, but I know he kind of started off dealing with injury woes, but then he eventually got a good amount of playing time, but some folks may feel he's a bust. But I am curious to see how he does with this new role. And like I said, we're talking about somebody working with a defensive coordinator that helped coach the ranked 7th defense last season with the Denver Broncos. So, if anything, Coach Avero, I think there's an initial action of trusting his process and seeing how he can evolve this new crew. He was with Denver last year. He's with Carolina now. He's bringing that 3-4 scheme. So this is his opportunity to really groom and mold these players on defense to fit the scheme. And this is just one of the examples with YGM shifting from defensive end, that edge position, to outside linebacker. So, I mean, hey, we'll have to see how it goes, but for somebody that's used to playing in the 4-3, him moving to the 3-4, I'm sure it's going to take some time, but hopefully it works out. Hopefully it works out. But like I said, I've never been crazy about the 3-4 defense. So I just hope this scheme works out. I really do. I really hope this scheme works out. But we'll find out this year. Okay, before we continue on with the video, here's a quick word on the sponsor, Game Beauty. Check it out. As you continue to watch and enjoy Blitzball Champ gaming content here on the U to the Tube, be sure you take a moment to check out the link to the description for Game Beauty. Game Beauty offers a variety of video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. They offer items such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, and even non-makeup items such as these graphic t-shirts. They also have collaboration items like this Persona 5 Royal Limited Edition makeup collection, as you can see here, which you can get it as a full collection, or you can get different bundles of this collection as well as different pieces separately. Also, Game Beauty offers free domestic and international shipping to most countries for orders over $60. And be sure to use the promo code blitzball_champ, all in caps, and you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to take advantage of that nice little discount. And now, back to our regularly scheduled video. Enjoy. Okay, continuing on. Two more players, ladies and gentlemen. Two more Carolina Panthers legends have been added to the Carolina Panthers Hall of Honor. They will be joining alongside Jake Delhomme, Steve Smith, Jordan Gross, and Wesley Walls. That's right. Being added to the Carolina Panthers Hall of Honor are wide receiver Muhsin Muhammad and defensive end, also slash linebacker, because he did play some linebacker, Julius Peppers. Two very worthy Panthers legends to be added to the Hall of Honor. So happy to hear about that news. These two were such excellent players to have ever played for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, just so much history behind these two. Like, it was just really, really good to see these two are going to be added to the Hall of Honor. Let's run them down. Muhsin Muhammad was a second-round pick, the 1996 NFL Draft, pick 43, out of Michigan State. Played with the Carolina Panthers from 96 to 2004, and then from 2008 to 2009. He did play with the Chicago Bears from 2005 to 2007. He was first-team All-Pro in 2004 with the Panthers, a two-time Pro Bowler in 1999 and 2004, both with the Panthers. He was the NFL receiving yards leader in 2004 with the Panthers, NFL receiving touchdowns leader in 2004 with the Panthers. He was the NFL receptions co-leader in 2000, Carolina. He also still has the record for longest touchdown reception in a Super Bowl, which was the 85-yarder from Jake Delhomme to Muhsin Muhammad in Super Bowl 38. Final career statistics, 860 receptions for 11,438 yards and 62 receiving touchdowns. All by Muhsin Muhammad. Quite a career. Quite a career. And as Steve Smith said it best, without Moose, there was no Steve Smith. After all, Moose was there first. Was a big name in our wide receiver core. And then once we had the combo of Moose and Smitty, woo-wee! That was a dangerous combo. Dangerous combo. But, you know, Muhsin Muhammad, I mean, 6'2", 215 pounds, great catching ability. Had some decent speed in his earlier years, but was mainly known as a possession receiver. Great hands. And like I said, you know, made some tough catches. 2004 was pretty much, you know, his biggest year overall. Like I said, two-time Pro Bowler. But yeah, 2004 was definitely his biggest year, for sure. And which was his last year with the Panthers before he went to the Bears. But he did come back for 1 year. He did come back for 1 year. But main thing is, on his comeback, was when he reached 10,000 receiving yards, career receiving yards, when he came back to Carolina. I think that was a big thing for him. Really big thing for him. But I have to say, it was kind of sad seeing him announce his retirement. But you know what? I mean, he's 50 years old now. You know, he's definitely enjoying his retirement. And you know, I'm definitely happy for him. Definitely a big name to have played for the Carolina Panthers. Moose was definitely an awesome wide receiver for so many seasons for Carolina. So, very happy to see Muhsin Muhammad get added to the Carolina Panthers Hall of Honor. Good move. Very good move. And then next up, we got Julius Peppers. Whoo, man. Whew. If it's one player I think a lot of people would put on their Mount Rushmore of Carolina Panther legends, Julius Peppers, I want to say a good percentage of Panther fans have him on their Mount Rushmore. And it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. But, man, a North Carolina native, so you know he is always going to be dear to my heart. The rundown. Julius Peppers. First round draft pick, second pick in 2002 out of North Carolina. Originally from Wilson, North Carolina. 6'7", 295 pounds. He's played with the Carolina Panthers from 2002 to 2009. Then came back and played from 2017 and 2018. He played from 2010 to 2013 with the Chicago Bears, 2014 to 2016 with the Green Bay Packers. And of course, known for being a defensive end, but in the later teams, like with the Packers, he did play some linebacker. But man, look at this rundown of his NFL career. 2002 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, of course, with Carolina. He is a 3-time first-team All-Pro in 04, 06, and 2010. Of course, 2 of those years were with Carolina. He is a 3-time second-team All-Pro in 08, 09, and 2012. 2 of those years with Carolina. He is a 9-time Pro Bowler from 04 to 06, from 08 to 2012, and 2015. He is part of the NFL 2000s All-Decade Team, the NFL 2010s All-Decade Team. He is on the 2002 PFWA All-Rookie Team. And, he was 100 greatest Bears of all time, which, I give him their due because he did play for the Bears. But his final career statistics, 719 tackles, 159 and a half sacks, 82 pass deflections, 11 interceptions, 52 forced fumbles, and 6 total defensive touchdowns. Whoo, man. Wow. 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 Not to mention, Two of those defensive touchdowns were were pick sixes in Carolina. He had 2 pick sixes in Carolina and 2 pick sixes in Green Bay. But yeah, 11 total interceptions. But just, man, that's crazy. Really, really crazy. But, man, 159 and a half sacks. Ooh. Actually, yeah. Man. That is crazy. That is really crazy. But yeah, that's Julius Peppers for you. Julius Peppers. And dude was a beast. Not only that, we're talking about somebody that would easily chase down quarterbacks and just would get to the quarterback like that. Had great hands and the running ability. That dude had speed. Was kind of undersized compared to many other defensive linemen, especially defensive end. But one thing that stood out was the man's speed. And look at that. 159 and a half sacks. Whew. Oof. Oof. That had to be scary for opposing offenses. But Julius Peppers was that dude. He was that dude. He was that dude. So, let's see. So we now have 9 total people in the Panthers Hall of Honor. So we got the original team president, Mike McCormick, Sam Mills, Jake Delhomme, Jordan Gross, Steve Smith, Wesley Walls, Muhsin Muhammad, Julius Peppers, and the team's PSL owners. So yeah, 9, apparently, including the PSL owners. So 9 inducted into the Hall of Honor. That's what's up. I love it. But those are your 2 newest Carolina Panther legends added to the Carolina Panthers Hall of Honor. Well deserved. Well deserved. I know some folks probably would have felt like Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis should be in there. Not yet. Not yet. I think let a couple of more years pass. Let a couple of more years pass, and then I think add them. Then add them. But they'll eventually be added, for sure. They will definitely eventually be added, for sure. But yeah, 2 great additions in Muhsin Muhammad and Julius Peppers. But that's pretty much all that I have for this video. Don't forget to check out the link to Game Beauty. And let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What are y'all's thoughts on Taylor Stallworth, the free agent defensive lineman that we picked up on a 1-year deal? Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts about Austin Corbett and his progress. Do you think he will start the regular season on time, or maybe, week 2, week 3? Let me know your thoughts there. How do you feel about YGM being switched to outside linebacker in Coach Avero's 3-4 defense? Do you think he will play well? Do you think he'll do well? He's never played in this style. Do you think he'll end up doing well? And let me know your thoughts on the newest additions to the Carolina Panthers Hall of Honor and wide receiver Muhsin Muhammad and defensive end / linebacker Julius Peppers. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's been a while. It's good to see y'all. It's really good to see y'all and talk Carolina Panthers football. But thank y'all so much for another Carolina Panthers Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Jason Ingram. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of their evening, and I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. Peace out.